So there's layers of, and I guess, points in our bodies that through our lifetimes either remain closed or we can open them up to our experience. These parts we might feel numb to them in the beginning of wherever we're at. Because we are only just now coming into who we are together as people, it might feel like you are completely on your own in the beginning. You might not know who you are. Familiar people and places might feel like either new or as if you never knew who those people were. That's not uncommon. So you could also just see it as centers or bands or waves that are in our bodies that we're either aware of or we're completely shut down to. More or less, if you don't want to see it that way, if you want to see it, from a scientific perspective, then we're just the nervous system. That nervous system is always working to appreciate, or through states of fear, happiness, but more or less, our nervous system doesn't know what emotions are. That's in our minds, or I guess you could say the soul if you don't want to describe the mind as an internal working structure that creates an observation of what we see through our eyes. And I think through universal teachings, a good question that we can ask ourselves is, what is the pineal gland? Okay? So the pineal gland, or the mind's eye, is it's a very small piece-shaped part of the mind that we are given important information in our lives, or states of awareness, or visions, or it might come in music, sounds. These things are inherent though. There's no duality with it, there's no separation. So you might find that you connect to someone else's mind's eye. It's no joke. It really is how we spiritually grow on this path. And if you want to talk about it in everyday, thoughts, it's this primordial understanding that we contain a respect, a deep respect for the land and people on it, that we can't get away with suffering. Like, whoops, I did something stupid because I wasn't really taking care of the bigger picture. And ultimately, we're just in a state of awareness where dreams that become patterns go in and out of our observation of who we are. So just think for a moment. If we can distance ourselves to some degree from the illusion that we experience, we can get closer to the dream of our lives, an aspect where we have a clearer or more appreciative way of viewing our lives with the people in it, alone or with company, because you've got to love the company of people. It's like a heated lifelong ambition or goal. And it just takes a few steps. And you might have to just say, I'm going to deal with that part. I'm going to put up with the parts that aren't actually doing anything. There's no reason you should have to put up with circumstances that are not guiding you in some way. And it sneaks up on you how much that you can achieve. So traveling is a feeling or a deep understanding that we've gotten back to ourselves. And there's always some trepidation with it right away. Because I do it? Yeah, everyone does. And on my, the train trip back from that day, or that week, I kind of just finally felt like, yeah, I am who I thought I am. There's no cause for anything other than experience in the sunlight of the natural cause to who you were. And know that this is available for everyone. No one has to do anything but alleviate suffering when they come to the very end. And I mean, there's a few ways that you could do this. One of these is to follow your self in and out of a aware place that you can go back to. So, we ask ourselves in any act of duality, because it is like an act. Where do we go with the play of that? How do we gain a cause to it so that we know the pain of people? Just do that. That's what we do. I am here. Thank